All right, 1850. We need to get this home and pull the oil pan off and yeah, get that stopped because it's leaking. So we're gonna try to start it up and go right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here is the 1850 that was owned by my neighbor the whole entire time I grew up. I think they owned it since new, and now I get to work on them. So I've topped it up with oil. We're gonna see if it'll start. If not, I got the mobile jump pack, or not the mobile jump pack, but the actual jump pack in the Escape. Oh. I figured that was the case. So let me go get that and then we'll fire it up. 12 volts. 12.6, is that enough? Yep. All right, old horse. Head for home. We made it. I've always wanted an 1850 to farm with. I just thought they were about the best in the West. I'd like to find a 3-speed one and then have all the fun I can stand, but until that day, I'll just have to settle for playing with these other ones. But this tractor was sold, in fact, new by our dealer, and I'm sure they overhauled it, and that's probably when they put this sticker on. But yeah, let's crawl under and I'll show you the issue. Other than it needs a lot of resealing and things, but he talked about maybe like we would overhaul it just before he wants to paint it so that everything was totally new. So we'll see if that day ever comes, but for now we just got to keep it usable. All right, new project requires a new creeper. So yep, here's our problem. See, it's come open here and here, I believe, and it drips continuously. And it's odd because it did not happen after changing the oil like immediately. It happened like many moons later. I changed the oil and serviced this thing, and he used it for a good while, you know, like a summer. And the next thing we know, it's low on oil and get to looking, and then, but it's like he said, they farmed with this for years and they changed the oil so many times that it's no wonder that, you know, this has happened. So I don't think it will be any problem to get the oil pan out of this tractor, which is good. My tractor, so we're gonna pull it up here close like, and then when the sun goes down, I'll take the oil pan off it, so it's, you know, it's hot outside and I don't really, I don't want to be in the baking down sun. He really needs a steering box rebuild. I don't think we've ever done that. This tractor has had a lot of trouble over the years of the top cap coming loose and then leaking, but I don't think that's it. Again, we can check, but definitely it is an oily mess under here, as it is everywhere. I mean, it's been used a ton, so This is actually an early one, and they torched the holes in the frame so they could get to these motor mounts like the later tractors, you know. Otherwise, that is next to impossible to do anything, so sure. But nonetheless, despite its many hours, I'm sure, the tack only shows 1,900 hours, but it's a replacement tack, which I would say they put in whenever they overhauled this motor. So it's probably got 1,900 hours on the overhaul. As he's been collecting tractors, he's slowly wanted to put stuff back to original. So we've done that here and there. You know, I found him a toolbox, it was missing. So we got a good toolbox with the latch. Totally rebuilt his seat, new cushion. Put the steering back to original, all that's new. New battery boxes. Just, you know, stuff that they need after a while. Got all the lights working. He wanted a fender radio like they always had. You know, they always had a fender radio. I did put a battery cutoff on this tractor, and I guess he just forgets to use it, which is unfortunate because that's why the batteries are dead after they sit for so long. The injection pump leaks in the winter time, so I brought that up once, but he wasn't necessarily interested in getting that fixed right now. So, but I would like to, I'd love to clean some of this up a little bit better, but that's not really what it's here for. It's here for that oil pan. We put new hydraulic couplers and all that on there. That was all a mixture of sadness. New charging system, got that working. Fixed his hood corners so that it would stay down. What else have we done over the years? I think I worked on his fenders, at least one of them. It was about rotted off and wouldn't stay, so when I worked on the lights, got that better. But yeah, this is our next project. And like I said, I feel less worried now about getting that oil pan off of this one. My parts tractor, the motor's not even mounted down, so worst comes to worst, we can just pull the motor up out of it, take the pan off, and see what befalls us. But at least we're this far, you know. We will get this done in the next few days. I have the gasket, so providing my pan is good, it shouldn't be anything other than just a swap. All right, there's no putting it off anymore. I've tried everything to procrastinate to keep from doing this because it is miserably hot out here. But we're gonna try to pull this oil pan off of this and see if it's any good. I have no idea. Well, the good news is, other than covering you with that, it has no oil in it. So there's that. Also around here it appears pretty good, which is where the other one was bad. We will have to clean this all up and double check before we put it in the other one, or before we even mess with, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right. So what we got to do here is we have to, I would say, see, that's the one that made me question my life choices. That front set of bolts. Not having pulled a Perkins oil pan out before, that's what worries me. I feel like there's one bolt that I'm not gonna be able to get to. And if I can't get it off of this one, then I probably won't get it off that other one either. Jeez. So, part of that, though, is because my motor mount is not the right way. Okay. So, I guess before I do anything, what I need to do is get my long pry bar and see if I can't pick up the front of the motor and tilt this motor mount back where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't gonna fly. If I do that, I feel there's one there. That's the corner. There's one there. And then I don't think there's any right in the middle so that you can get to this. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm also thinking, whilst I'm down here, and whilst I'm, you know, in failure mode, perhaps I ought to take loose the ones I can get to up there and then try to shift that, because that way, if something else goofy happens, I can still get those loose. My next problem is going to be how to get that out of there. Well, it's still not ideal, is it? All right. See, there is one of them. It may take a deep well socket with. See, I feel like right there. Oh, Knutson. Oh, I see it. I can actually see it. There. We're on it. I hope this oil pan turns out to be good. This will be a lot of work for nothing. Come on. Oh, jeez. Come on. Yeah. One nice thing is I have this tarp that I had kind of draped over this, and it's kind of acting as a sun barrier. So that's kind of nice. Ooh, fine threaded. Why would I expect anything different on a Perkins? All right. See, once again, I'm gotta work through. Let's just play nice for me, for a change. We haven't even got to the worst part of this yet, you know? Two of the worst ones to get to. We get three. Probably should do that motor mount first. See if I can't tilt it the other way. See, my motor is actually farther back than it's supposed to be. It needs to, it's not in the right orientation. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not, but I got to because it's in the way. Oh. Well, I worried for nothing. All right. Once I figured out a way to get my hand in there, I easily was able to get that turned. So now I gotta get my... That right there? Yeah, I think so. Come on. Oh, it's amazing. Don't be like me and start 100 projects that you never finish. You know, this poor tractor is really, I got more in it than it's worth in its current state. Okay, come on. Ah, gotta give the arms a rest there. That's a lot of workout over the top of your head. Now, come on, baby. Don't be like that to Daddy. Here I am saving you from life in the scrapyard. Probably doesn't seem like that right now because I'm parting you out, but trust me, one day, all will be revealed. All right, you're too hot. And there's really no good way to do this with the oil pan being aluminum. But yeah, we can switch to the impact now, see. And also, apparently the mosquitoes now have decided to come out of sleeping. Sure. Food. Ugh. It's hard to see when you got sweat running down your face. Dirt in your hair. Oh, a breeze. How nice for a second. Almost makes me forget the misery. Exactly what's happening. Looks like there's one there. Ooh. What else? What else? Okay. Wow. Sure. It'll be interesting to see how terrible this engine is inside. Because I imagine it's pretty terrible. It's got no oil in it, so you know. Wonder what sort of misery is going to befall us there. Okay. We're sailing now. All right. Moment of truth. I think. Can I get this off of here? Well, not easily, apparently. Oh, jeez. Okay, how are we going to get it? As it is aluminum, and we don't want to pry against aluminum. We want to pull down on it. Oh, boys. I'm not sure. Get a screwdriver and... Yeah, too hot, etc. Okay. It's coming. We just need to be careful, I guess. guess that's what we need. Maybe we need to be forceful. I don't know. There. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's that dipstick. I should have pulled the dipstick. Hey, this doesn't look too awful bad in here. I'm sure it's locked up. It's a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. So this might be a very rebuildable engine. We definitely need to put our the other oil pan right back on here so that this stays nice. But yeah, anyway, I was expecting to see a rusty ball of sadness, but this is super nice. So we'll put the other pan back on here to keep it this way. Here I bragged on that other motor, and inside the pan is this. Wonder where that came from. I didn't see anything up in there, but it must have had a sad life. We are going to have to clean this all up and make double sure that it's good before we even go to the trouble of pulling that one off. Also, we need to make sure my gasket will work, because I have my doubts about this gasket. I could not find a good number that would cross, and that's what I got. So we'll have to try that before we ever pull anything apart, and then we'll go from there. So I'll get working on this sucker and get her cleaned up, and then we'll see what happens. All right, I got that pretty clean. I need to clean it some more, but yeah. My plan, I think, is going to be to find a plug, put it in there, fill it full of water, and let it sit a couple days. And as long as it doesn't leak out any, then we know she's good, because we don't want to go through all this for nothing. I mean, it's got a few sins on it in places, but it's very usable and much better than what he's got. Now, one thing I want to do before we get too far is try our gasket, because I'm not convinced that that is going to be perfect, but I don't know. I had to find a number that would actually work. Nobody I talked to seemed to want to sell me a Perkins oil pan gasket, so that's what we got. I don't know what this was for, I don't remember, but if it doesn't fit, then I got, fire starter, I guess, because I have my doubts. I mean, it's obviously a Massey number, Massey used Perkins. It's going to be a puzzle piece gasket, I guess. I don't know why they sent that. Oh, I get it. Okay, well, is that gonna work, or is it upside down there? No, I think that'll work. It's just not. Goes like that. All the holes seem to line up. I don't typically do the weather strip trick on oil pan gaskets. I typically just number 2 Permatex them, and that's how they are, because then it will. I just figured that oil pan gaskets are disposable, and they're gonna go. But anyway, this one I might have to do the weather strip trick. I guess I could do number 2 Permatex and clamp it down, but I'm gonna have to do something to hold it on there, especially with the puzzle piece thing going on. Glue it on there for a couple days. But I think that gasket will work. We just gotta make our appropriate steps to make it happen. Which, like I said, I think Alice Chalmers did a lot of that. Some of their gaskets come as a complete puzzle, just pieces, and you gotta stick them together. So we will try to keep this gasket nice. In the meantime, I might put the puzzle piece one down in the package again. And we might hang this somewhere to keep it nice. Or just lay it on the hood and let it flatten out. That's probably a better idea. Alright. But I think we're on the right path. I think with just a little bit more making sure it's okay, a little bit more cleaning, I think we will have us a better oil pan than what we had. And then he can get his tractor back and actually use it. So yeah, I would say that's where we're gonna leave this one. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.